Okay, so it's about time for an update on the water again. I've been waiting for parts. So what we've got here is this is how you connect the pipes to these quick disconnects. That's what these are. Both the carbon filter and the water softener have the exact same things. These are what came with them. You can see how the chlorine has just destroyed this copper. You can also see where this PEX connection on pretty much all of these has been leaking. I don't think there's that much of a barb, so I'm not going to use the PEX. What I've ordered is these pieces right here, but they're PVC. They're 1 inch, so there won't be this sweated on 90. It's just going to come out to a 1 inch where I've got a 1 inch to 3/4 inch adapter, and that'll go on. Those were supposed to be here yesterday, Friday. They were on their way. We were waiting, and then I get an email that says, sorry, we're falling behind. It'll be another week. So anyway, I've got the O-rings and clips. The O-rings will go inside of here. And we'll replace these O-rings. I got plenty of those. And that should be about it. That'll take care of the leaks. This is for the chlorinator, the chlorine injector. This is a new nozzle. It'll go into a T. I'm going to install this today, and we'll show you what that looks like. But this has got a back valve. What do you call it? Doesn't allow water to go back. And the other one didn't. I could blow completely through it. So I didn't want any well water coming in my injector and then filling up my chlorine tank. So I got one of these relatively cheap, 20 bucks. And so that should work. So I'm waiting on parts. We still need, I've ordered the medium, which is the carbon, activated carbon. I've got the resin beads, and I've got the gravel for both units. You'll see how tight it is in there when I get down into the basement. But we'll go down there here in a bit. So yeah, we got the new ceiling fans in, both here and in the kitchen. So painted the countertop, but she don't like the color. Plus the rollers that I've got, the naps started coming apart and leaving all these little hairs in here. So I'm gonna have to resand this and find a much better roller. But now she's talking about she wants a whole different color anyway. So I could put the sink in and everything here, but since I'm not using water yet, I'm gonna wait so I can paint under this. I could mask it off in the, but I'm in no hurry for that at the moment. But anyway, so that's where we're sitting up on this. Okay, so here's the basement water update. You can see I've dug this all out. I put gravel in there. Underneath all that is stone, pavers, or whatever. This wood is just to keep it level. This stuff is injection molded, so the bottoms of it aren't level, so they'll never sit level. Might have to strap them down. I don't know. But anyway, it's solid for now. Once we figure out if this stuff is going to work, then I'll go ahead and put a concrete foundation or a base. I may have to replace this stuff, and I don't know the size and the heights. So anyway, this is the way the setup is going to be. But first off, I ran some electrical, okay? So I put a dual plug in here because these things run off of little transformers, and you'll never get two transformers on here. So you can put one side by side, or one up here, one over there. Put a light in here. I got another fixture over here. I just got to hook it up. They don't have many of these in town, but they're cheap. So anyway, I've got the electrical hooked up, and it'll give us a good view of everything. Where else do we go here? So what I've got is I've ran lines. This line right here comes from the pressure tank. Let me back off a little bit. Comes from the pressure tank. It's already hooked up to the pressure tank. Okay, so it comes in here, hits a valve. Okay, goes through the 3 filters, and here's another valve. So again, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of sediment in this stuff. So these are sediment filters. And we can just bypass 2 and go into 1. This way I'm able to put in any type of filter that I want here. But I just got the 3 of them in there. And of course the shutoff valves will isolate this. The other electrical I ran, now this is a 220 line here. It's solely to feed the chlorine injection pump. So what happens is when the pressure switch calls for water from the well, it activates this outlet, which in turn activates my chlorine pump. Okay, so anyway, we come down from here with the well from the water. Okay, so it's been filtered once to get out the major contaminants. Then it comes down here. Now right here, this is where the chlorine injection happens. Okay, it's a pulse deal. I've got to figure out how much if I want straight chlorine. I'm trying to find a decent test. That's being difficult. But I've got to find my concentration of chlorine to put into the mixing tank. So anyway, it comes down here. This is the input, and this is the mixing tank. I believe they said 2 hours, 20 minutes, or something of that nature, that it wants to sit in here, and that chlorine wants to act on this 80 gallons of water. Okay, so I've cleaned out this whole tank. I've got a new fitting up top here. Don't know if you can see it right there. I've got a new drain, a petcock there, and I'll get a hose and that'll all drain out there. So what's going to happen here, all the PEX stuff that I've seen had leaked. So that's why I'm going for PVC, plus it's cheap. So anyway, I'm going to have to come out of here with PEX, and then I'll convert it to PVC over here. And then see, I'm waiting on those parts that were supposed to be here. You'll have a line coming in here. It'll do its thing. This is going to be the carbon filter. Okay, here's the tank that goes in there. Obviously, I can't put that tank in here. I've got to bend this thing over to put the tank in. So here's the tank. It's all been cleaned out. So that's what that is. It goes in and out of there to the carbon filter, and then we come over here to the water softener. Again, the tank has all been cleaned out. I have the media right here, and I took the rock that I dumped out on the lawn, my bad, and I scooped as much as I could of it up. There's 10 pounds there. I've weighed that out. That's exactly what the owner's manual says to put in here for the media. So that'll go in first, and that holds this down. Okay, whoop, there we go. As you can see, I fixed this. Okay, this was crushed, so I put PVC. But anyway, that media goes down there to cover up that basket and hold it firm. All right, and then we put the resin in there, and that's 1 cubic foot or one whatever. I got the exact amount that was needed. So anyway, that's going to come from the carbon filter. It's going to come into the water softener. It's going to come out, and then this is the return line. Okay, this is going to go all the way over there. I still haven't gotten that yet, but you can see my PEX. That's all the house lines. There's going to be manifolds in there, and that'll all connect to that. But what I'm going to do here is where this comes out, I'm going to come up and I'm going to put another valve on here. So I'll isolate it so that it doesn't go this way. It'll come out here with a hose bib, and I can run it outside, and I can test it before it even hits the house to make sure that, you know, the water's good and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, still waiting for parts. That's where we stand. This doggone thing, it was making some noise. I've cleaned it all out. I fixed the noise problem. There's a hose in here. I tried to get the hose. I just about bought it. I was ready to hit the checkout button. And I don't know what it is with this hose right here. It's a 10-inch piece of hose. 20 bucks. But they want $30 for shipping. Don't ask me why. Every place I went to wanted more for shipping than they did for the actual hose. So I just said, screw it, we're going to use that hose. It seemed good to me. So anyway, I've got this strapped down just so it won't move. The weight of this with water in it, it's not going to move, so I'm not too worried. I'll support this maybe with a stake or something, but it's going to be pretty solid. I'm able to turn this fitting here just a little bit so I can get that to the wall and mount it. We're heading out of spring right now, so I'm not too concerned at the moment with insulating this stuff. Again, I don't know if this is kind of temporary. We're just checking everything out to see if this is all going to work. But if it does, great. I'll put some insulation in this over the summer, and I don't know what happened, but heat tapes just dumped in price from China. So I can get a heat tape, and I get 100 foot for like 40 or 50 bucks. So I'll go ahead and put insulation in this and heat tape everything, so it won't freeze. So anyway, that's my thinking. This is how far we've gotten. You know, I'm just waiting on parts right now and trying to learn as much as I can. I need to know parts per million on this stuff. I need to know how much hydrogen sulfide is in here, so I know how much bleach mix to add. Went to the pool supply store. They've got 15% bleach. Bleach ain't cheap. It's $1 a gallon. Excuse me, it's $6 a gallon. I think this is a 30-gallon container. This pump in the back here, oh, what did it say here? Yeah, let's see here. 100 psi, 23 gallons per day, or 3.6 liters per hour. So that's about a gallon per hour, makes about sense. So it doesn't run full time. It only runs when the pressure tank is activated, when the well pumps water into the pressure tank. So it's not going to be constantly running chlorine into the water. Just, you know, when the water, when the house calls for water, pressure drops. But this is 80 gallons, and like I said, it's supposed to sit in there for a couple hours. You know, that bathtub up there, I don't think it holds 80 gallons. So as long as we don't take 2 baths and do a bunch of laundry, so we get this stuff time to sit in here and, you know, kill the hydrogen sulfide, we should be looking good. So anyway, that's what we've got going. We're just waiting on parts right now. Oh, I put this up. We pretty much done with the cabinets. It's kind of a shame. The cabinets, still, some of them are good, so I put one in here. I can keep chemicals in here and anything else that I may need. Kind of waiting on this special funnel that goes over this. You got to cover this with a piece of tape or whatever, and this funnel goes around here so the media can drop in around the side. So waiting on that, waiting on some parts. It's just, you know, I was supposed to have parts yesterday, and then I get an email that says, oh, we're sorry, blah, blah, blah. It said it was out for delivery yesterday, and then I get this email that says, oh, next week sometime. So anyway, that's about what we've got going on in the water. We're kind of at a standstill for this stuff. So anyway, that's about it.